And again, just sort of flow it back and forth. Be like flowing the breath, flowing the body. Nice, smooth, and rhythmic. And then as we come back to the front and center, I want you just to lean back, engage those abdominals, so pull that belly button in. Let's bring the feet together. If we're sitting like this with our knees up really high, you may want to use an extra mat and sit yourself up a little bit higher, or a blanket, or a bolster. Sometimes that works a little bit better. Draw back, come back up, and then maybe a little bit forward. If that really hurts, take your time until you're a little bit warmer. Maybe use a little support with your hands, or up a little bit higher. Now inhale, lift the arms out to the sides, and then as you exhale, draw the belly button in and bring the heels of the hands together again. And then inhaling back up, and exhale just like a little jet airplane in yoga. We use lots of yoga moves today. Inhale, up. Exhale, draw the belly in. Let's take those feet out a little bit further, a little bit wider. And then inhale up. You guys are quiet. Exhale, forward. I want to hear some breathing. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Just like you're fogging up a mirror. Inhale, lift up on the sitting bones. Come forward onto that pubic bone. Inhale up on those sitting bones. Exhale back onto the tailbone. This time we'll bring those feet together. Really draw that belly in. Inhale up onto those sitting bones. And then forward. And maybe you're only going to be right here. Try to think about that long spine reaching forward, hinging at the hips. Try not to put too much pressure on that low back. Inhaling. And exhale, draw the heels of the hands together again. Do that again. Inhale. And exhale. Reach the chest forward. Put the chin on the big toes. Inhale. And exhale. We'll stay right here and take the hands behind you. Go ahead and bring your toes to the mat. And drop your knees over to one side like a little twist. Ooh, that feels good. Yes. And come all the way up and do it to the other side. Draw the shoulders back. Try not to turn the shoulder with it. Go like that. And do that again, right there. Side to side. Side to side. And come back to the middle. We're going to cross the ankles. Roll forward onto your hands and knees. Knees under your hips. Hands under your shoulders. Little cat-cow. So we'll push the floor away, rounding the spine, scooping out the abdominals. Dropping the chin, and then on the inhale, arch the back, lift the face, lift the tail. That nice, deep scoop in your back. And again, exhaling, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. And inhale, lift the face. So we want to keep that curve, that natural curve in our low backs as much as we can. Even when we're in a neutral spine position, so everybody come back to the center and just stay right here in a neutral position so that you notice you still have that neutral curve in your spine, and really suck the belly button in. You may not be able to see it if your clothes are too loose. And then exhale. Keep that belly sucked in. Coming into a spinal balance, let's extend the left leg straight back, and when you're ready, the right arm forward. We're staying lifted through the torso. Keep the elbows soft. You're looking straight down at the mat. The neck is long and in line with the spine. Trying not to slump down and shrug the shoulders, but stay lifted. Now very gently start to move the arm and the leg away from the center line of the body. It can be a lot or just a little bit, throwing yourself off balance. Try to keep the leg at hip height, the arm at shoulder height, and then reach back to the front and center once again. And release back, hands and knees. Let's go to the other side. Extend the right leg back, the left arm forward. And reach nice and long. Extend right through the spine. You're putting some space in the vertebrae. Now move the arm and the leg away from the center line of the body again. If you want to bring it all the way to awkward airplane, the toes are facing forward. You don't have to, just bring it to a little bit of an angle and then move back to the front and center. One more big breath. And then exhale, release the knees and press back and sit on your heels, child's pose. Draw the fingers way out. Drop the forehead down. Remember that you can modify this and use this anytime you need to take a rest. As we come up onto our hands and knees, we're coming into a knee plank position. So bring your shoulders right over your wrists so there's no booty sticking out here. We're going to squeeze in and pull the belly up towards the spine. Whether your toes are on the mat or whether they're up. A couple of these little Pilates push-ups where the elbows dig into the rib cage, come down about halfway, and then lift back up again. Constantly pulling that belly in, keeping the shoulder blades down your back. Do a couple more of those right there. Fingers nice and wide. Press your full hand into the mat. And then press back to your child's pose again. If you don't like child's pose, if it bothers your knees, you can stay up in what we call little half dog or puppy pose by keeping your hips up and dropping your forehead down. You can feel the stretch on your shoulder. Now come back, let's do that again. If you're really feeling nice and warm and strong today and you want to do this on your toes, you can do it on your toes as well. So let's take about 5 more of these little Pilates push-ups. They dig in, so you're working your triceps as well. Your entire core, your abdominals, your rectus abdominals, your oblique, your transverse abdominals, your hips, your spine, your glutes. Drop to the knees, press back to child's pose once again. Around the spine. As we come forward, we're going to come onto our forearms and hover in a little prayer plank position. Actually, we're not praying today, we're praying for strength. Press your forearms down. Push back with your heels. You're on the balls of your feet. You're hovering right over the mat. Really good for those deepest muscles, your transverse abdominal muscles. The modification is just to drop the knees to take a breath or stay up if you're able. We're going to roll around onto the right forearm. So you're turning to the right side. Take your left foot in front to support your body so you can keep your hip lifted. We're going to reach the arm over the head and then lift it all the way up and down to the hip and then sweep it up. Nice flowy movement. Up and sweep it up. Lift over the head and sweep it up. And a couple more. Nice, smooth and sweepy. All the way back. And then come back to your forearms once again. We're right here. Draw that belly in. Try not to let the hips sink and put too much pressure on the low back. Rolling around to the other side. Come to your left side. The same thing. Bring that foot to the front. It's supporting you. When we do this again, we won't have this support. So we're going to reach the arm over the head. Extend and then lift it up so it comes down to your hip and sweep it over the top. So we have this nice smooth flow and lift and breathe with the movement. Stay focused with that belly pulled in and the hips lifted. That's right, one more time. Y'all are looking beautiful. Take it all the way back to those forearms right here. Hold it, push back with the heels and drop to the knees. Come up onto the hands and knees. We're going to tuck the toes and lift the hips to downward facing dog. Pedaling your heels, right and left. Now look up at your hands. They're nice and widespread. You're lengthening your spine. You're pushing the back of your thighs, your hamstrings to the back wall, and lifting those sitting bones up. Drop the head down between your fingers. When you look back at your toes, they're hip width apart. We're going to inhale and come out to plank pose. Draw the belly in. So when you draw your belly in plank, your hips kind of lift up, but as you move your chest forward and come up onto your toes, you kind of flatten back out. Drop to your knees, your chest and chin. Find a little cobra right here. So just lift the chest. Little baby cobra right there. Bring it all the way back down. Tuck the toes. Let's lift the hips back to downward facing dog. We're going to extend the right leg up to the sky. As we come forward into that plank, let's tuck the knee up underneath so you're drawing the belly up. Stay strong and lift it through the shoulders and the chest, and then push that leg back up. Let's do that again. Come back out. The modification might be, if that's difficult, just to let your knee drop for a second, and then push that leg back up again. Let's do that one more time. Tuck the knee, and then lift the leg up. We're gonna take this knee back down and just swing it side to side to feel like you're opening up that hip. 4, 3, 2. Now take the right foot and step right up here between your fingertips. Raise runner's lunge, knee directly over the ankle, nice long spine. Drop the back knee down. Walk the hands all the way up. Sweep the fingertips to the sky. Lift up, open. You're going to take your left elbow on the outside of your right thigh and bring it to like a little prayer twist right here. For one breath. And then inhale the arms back up. And do that again. Exhale, twist in maybe a little deeper. Keep the spine long. We're twisting from the mid-back. Inhale, lift the arms. And exhale, twist. Inhale, lifting. This time, we're going to bring the hands back, tuck the back toe, and find downward facing dog. Once again, you can take a moment and pedal your feet. Breathe. Extend the left leg up to the sky. We're going to come forward in that plank pose once again and tuck the knee up underneath. Maybe rolling forward on those tippy toes a little bit more. Extend the left leg. Come back out. Tuck the knee up underneath. You're rolling onto your tippy toes. And extend it back up. One more time. Hold it underneath and swing it side to side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the left foot and step up between your fingers. We're going to drop the back knee down. Walk the hands up. Sweep the fingers to the sky. Big breath. And this time the right elbow on the outside of the left knee, and we're prayer twisting. Keeping that spine really long from the crown down to the tailbone. And then inhale all the way back up. If you need more stability here, you can flatten your foot and press down with your shin. And prayer twisting again. A little bit deeper. And inhale back up. And exhale. Looking beautiful, ladies. And bring it back up. And take the hands to the mat. Tuck the toes. Come to downward facing dog. Inhale out to plank. Tuck the elbows in this time and lower all the way down to the mat. Hands are probably by your ribs. Go ahead and draw the chest forward. Lift that heart center up. Cobra, pushing down with the hips. Tuck the elbows in. Press back, child's pose. How we doing? Drop the hands down. We're going to cross the ankles and roll back to your seated position. Bringing the feet to the mat. Fingertips face your tailbone back behind you. Peel the body up off the mat to a little tabletop position. You can open the face up, or you can look down at your belly. And just let the hips lower close to the earth. And then lift back up again. Lifting, squeezing the hamstrings and the glutes. Exhale down. Lifting back up. Take it down. Lifting back up. I'm starting to hear some heavy breathing. Take it back down. Now all the way down to the mat. Take your feet nice and wide. Sit up on your sitting bones. Sweep the arms out. Eagle arms. Bring the right arm on top of the left. And wrap them around. Bringing the thumbs into your forehead. Lift the elbows up. And then exhale, rounding forward. Stretching the spine. Inhale, lifting the elbows up. Exhale, fold forward. Do that again. Inhale, lifting the elbows up. And exhale, fold forward. As we come back up, take the hands back behind you again. Place the feet, press everything into the mat, hands and feet, and lift yourself all the way back up to that tabletop position. And drop down close to the earth and lift it back up. If this is terribly difficult, you can stay right here and just keep opening your chest, exhaling down. Lift. Remember, inhale through the nose, exhale out of the mouth. Drop it down. Let's do the other side with those eagle arms. Lift up, cross the left over the right, and wrap them. Lift the elbows up. Exhale, round forward. Inhale, lifting. And exhale. We're stretching here, in case anyone wanted to know that this was a stretch. Take it down. Sweep it all the way up. I want you to roll all the way down to the mat. I'm going to turn to this side here. All the way down. Let's explore the spine. So bring your feet in a little bit closer to your hips. Rest your hands on the mat and push your tailbone down into the mat. So you've got a nice big arch under your low back. And then reverse it. Push your spine down and tilt your hip bones up. So you're imprinting your spine from the middle of your shoulder blades all the way down to your tailbone. And then arch forward again, pushing the hips down into the mat. And then reverse it so you've got that nice imprinted spine. You can feel all your vertebrae pressing into the mat. Now we're going to come to a neutral spine right in the middle. So not a big arch and not imprinted, but a little bit of puff of air. You've got that natural curve in your low back. And we're going to hold that position right there, where your hips are pretty much parallel with the mat. Lifting one leg up to 90 degrees, the other leg up to 90 degrees. Reach the arms up over your chest. Your fingertips are touching like you're holding a ball. We're going to reach the right toe out and touch the floor and bring it back in. And then the left toe out, touch the floor and bring it back in. We're going to alternate right and left. See if we can't maintain that neutral spine as we're alternating these toe touches. At the same time, you're pressing your shoulder blades into the floor. You're keeping that smooth, rhythmic breath. If that gets to hurting too much in this pelvic girdle, go ahead and imprint your spine. Or just work your abdominals a little bit more than the entire lower half. One more time, tap the toe, and then everybody tuck the knees into the chest. Ah. Extending the legs straight up to the sky. I want you to flex your feet. So you're pushing your heels up to the sky. You can bring your hands down by your side. We're going to lower one leg straight out, hovering over the mat. Your heels are flexed, so you're pushing up with your left heel and straight out with your right heel. And hover, hover, hover. If that really bothers your low back, you can lift your hips up and bring your hands under your buttocks. We're holding this position. Hold, hold, hold. Your head and shoulders are on the mat. 3, 2, 1, and switch legs. Push the right heel up and the left heel down and hover right here. Again, you can take your hands under your buttocks if it's just a little bit too much. You're pushing out. See if you can't maintain that neutral spine, that little arch in your low back. 3, 2, 1. Tuck the knees in. Grab your shins. We're rolling like a ball all the way back up to seated position, right up here. We're going to find that little balance point right back here on your tailbone and lift those knees back up to that little half boat. See if we can't extend the arms this time. One leg goes up, full boat. The other leg goes up, full boat. Then they drop one at a time, back down. Try the other side. Lift up, up, down, down. If you need to support this, you can bring your hands back. I'm noticing we need a little bit of support here. Take the legs up, down, down. Try the other side. Up, down, down. Extend up, down, down. Last time, up. Last time for this. Hold it here. Lower both arms and legs. Ardha Navasana. We're hovering. Woo! And lift it back up. Pull them back in if you need to. Try it again. Lower. Woo! Can you feel that? Lifting back up. Hold on to your knees. You guys are awesome. Roll all the way back down. Tuck the knees into the chest. Remember, smooth, fluid, graceful. The legs extend up to the sky. Toes are pointed, heels together in that Pilates stance. Toes are turned out. This time the fingertips are behind your head. Actually, if you hold the back of your ears, you won't rip your ears out of your head, I'll tell you that. So just don't push too hard on the back of that neck. Lift the head and shoulders up so you can look at your knees here. We're going to lower one leg down with the pointed toes this time and move them. The right leg goes down, then the left leg goes down. Bring it up. Now alternate right and left, down and up. And you're drawing your belly in towards your spine. If you can maintain that neutral spine, good. Keep the head and shoulders up off the mat. Lift up those shoulders a little bit higher. Can you really scissor a little bit more? Switching in midair. Right, left. Little faster, little faster. Come on. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now both legs are up. Lift the chest up to the thigh and down. Roll up and unroll the spine. Bone by bone and all the way down. Lift the chest. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. You're rolling up and down. Up and down. Come on, 4 more. Stay with me. And 3, 2, last time. Give a quick hug into your knees. Release the head and neck. How are we doing? All right, knees are back at that 90 degrees. Fingertips behind the back of your head. Lift the head and shoulders up again. This time, you're going to tap your right toe down as you twist into your left knee. And then come back to the center. And then tap the left toe down and twist into your right knee. Come back up and move it side to side, alternating. You'll notice that this opposite elbow comes all the way to the floor. We twist and we look back at it. So we're twisting from the middle of the body. We're reaching. Now the lower and longer and further you reach, the more work there is. Try to stay lifted through the shoulders. Keep the fingertips behind your neck or your ears, twisting side to side. 4 more. I didn't turn the heat down. 3. That was a clue. 2. Last time. Tuck it in right here. Oh, goodness. How are we doing? Let's bring the fingertips behind the head again. Extend the legs up. We're going to open the legs wide. Toes are pointed. Lift the head and shoulders up. And then as you release your head and neck, bend the knees and take a nice inhale. Exhale, lift like you're trying to reach through your legs. We'll do that in a minute. Inhale back. And exhale, lift. Inhale back. Exhale, lift. Think smooth, think graceful, think fluid. That's why we do Pilates. Strengthen the core. All those deep internal muscles to help us make it through our day without any injuries. Now this time, as you come up and open the legs, reach through with your fingertips. And as you come back and bring the hands behind your head, leave the legs straight as they come together. So up, reach through, back, legs are straight. Up, reach through, back, legs are straight. Exhale, reach through, inhale, back. 3 more. And 2. Last time. And tuck the knees into the chest. Now we'll take your feet out to the edges of the mat and just windshield wiper them side to side. We've done this before. Release the hips, release the spine, especially the low back, your erector spinae. And just side to side. That should feel really good. Couple more. Now as we pull the knees back into the chest, just cross the ankles. We're going to roll right back up to seated. Come back up to your hands and knees, facing the front once again. We're coming back and revisiting everything we did at the very beginning with our little push-ups and our prayer plank positions, but we're going to up it a notch. So let's everybody come up onto their toes to do these push-ups if we're able. If we're not, go ahead and stay in your knee plank position. We're going to lift one leg up, tuck the elbows in, lower down, and switch legs and lift. And lower. Lift. And lower. Lift. Keep the belly pulled in and lower. Lift. Lower. 4 more. Looking good, you guys. 3, 2. Last time. Go ahead, drop to your knees, press back, take a child's pose. Always take child's pose if we need a little break. Big breath, expand across the upper back. We're gonna come back out to that forearm plank. Come up onto the balls of your feet. This one's a little bit more difficult. So as we roll around to the right side, we're gonna keep our hips stacked this time and reach the arm over the head. If you find this terribly difficult, you can go ahead and modify by bringing that foot back to the front where it was at the beginning. So with the arm over your head, lift that top leg up and then sweep it down so your arms and legs are together. And then lift with the arm over the head and exhale down and sweep it up and bring it down. 2 more. Up and down. Sweep it up. Now this time tuck the elbow to the knee while you're up here. Woo, that's tough. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Turn back over to your forearm plank. Can you hold it up here? If you need to take a break, drop your knees. Push back with the heels. Let's try the other side. Roll around to the left side. Here we are again. The arm reaches over your head. We lift the leg. And as we sweep the arm down to the hip, the legs come back together. So inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Lift it up. Now hold it here and pull the elbow and the knee together and extend. Elbow to knee and extend. Elbow to knee, extend. Come on, 2 more. Stay with me. 1 more. Turn back over to your front plank. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Drop to your knees. Come up to hands and knees. Find cat-cow again. Pushing the floor weight around the spine. Inhale, arch. Lift the face, lift the tail. Exhale. Breathing is getting a little heavier in here. Inhale and exhale. We're going to tuck the toes and find downward facing dog once again. Inhaling and exhaling. Lengthen the spine. Press the fingers open. Right leg lifts to the sky. We're going to take the right foot and step back up between your fingertips. This time, instead of a low lunge, let's see if we can bring it up to a nice high lunge. Fingertips are up. You're going to drop the back knee. Keep the front right knee over the ankle. Lower the arms down and up. Down and up. 3 more. And 2. And 1. And we're going to add on a bit of a balance. So we're going to pull the left knee up with the right arm up. And then bring it back down. And up. And bring it back down. Up. And down. And up. And down. Was that 5? Maybe 6. Hold it right here. Take your arms up. Take them all the way downward facing dog. Woo! Inhale out to plank. You can either drop to your knees or you can tuck your elbows in. You can lower down. You can hover or you can come all the way down and find cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal your heels. Right and left. Same thing on the other side. Extend the left leg all the way up. Step up between your fingers. Nice high lunge right here. Sweep it up. Find that nice alignment. Lower down and up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Not too fast. Up and down. Use the strength of your legs to bring yourselves up and down. We're going to add on that little bit of a balance. So lift the opposite arm and knee. Take it back. And lift. And lower. And 3 more. And 2. Last one. Take it all the way down, both arms up. Take the hands down, finding downward facing dog. Bring it out to a plank. Hold it here. Take a little tiny half push up down. Lift, hips up, down dog. Drop the ears down between the biceps. Bring it back out. This time lower all the way down to the mat. Arms are reaching forward, coming into a Superman. So push down with the ribs and the hips, lift the arms, lift the legs. We're looking right here off the edge of the mat, so we're not crunching the back of our neck. We're keeping it nice and long. Sweep the arms by your side, lift up a little bit higher. Now this time when you take your arms back to the front, open your legs like you're doing a jumping jack on the floor. Reach the fingers forward, the legs out. You're on your hips. Inhale, lift. Back to that locust. And then right back to jumping jack. Inhale, lift. Exhale, legs go out, arms come forward. So you're only on your ribs and hips. 2 more. Exhale, last one. Bring the hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes. Lift up, downward facing dog. Pedal those knees. Come out, drop to your knees. Sit back on your heels. Draw your hands back. Stretch the front of those quadriceps. For some of us, it might be, ow, that hurts my knees, and you're right here. Those of you that want to take it a little bit further, down to your elbows or lower, go right ahead. Feel free to stretch those quadriceps. We're going to come up, cross the ankles, and roll to the back side. This is one of my favorite things to do. So we're going to sit up nice and straight, feet up, a seated forward fold. We're going to lift the arms up, right out in front of you. Scoop the belly out, round the spine, and roll it all the way down to the mat, bone by bone. Bring the arms over the head. We're going to go back up first before we start lifting legs. So we're going to exhale, tuck the chin, roll it up bone by bone, back into that seated forward fold. As you inhale, lift the arms out in front of you. You're up on your sitting bones again. Tuck the tailbone, scoop out the abs, roll back. The hands are going to come by your hips. The right leg comes up, the left leg comes up. We lift those legs up over your head as if you're going to go into a plow pose. Open them up wider than your shoulders. Flex the feet. Unroll the spine, bone by bone, all the way down. Lower the legs and they come back about hip distance apart. Once again, press them into the mat. As you inhale, the arms up over the head. As you exhale, tuck the chin and unroll bone by bone, all the way back up to that forward fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, scoop, unroll the spine, bone by bone, hands come by your side. This time the left leg comes up first, then the right. It's like a little momentum. Now lift those legs over your head, open them wide, flex the feet, unroll the spine, bone by bone. If you have any difficulty, you can bring your hands right here underneath your hips. Make sure you have a little bit of padding there. Reach the arms up over the head. Exhale, tuck the chin, roll it up bone by bone into that seated forward fold. Inhale, lift the arms to the front. We're going to do that again, starting with the left leg this time. So unroll, bring the hands by the hips. The left leg reaches up, the right leg reaches up. Lift the hips up over your head, open the legs, flex the feet, and unroll the spine very slowly, bone by bone. Bring the heels back together, lower slowly to the mat. Ooh, draw that belly in, arms over the head. Exhale, tuck the chin, roll it up bone by bone. Forward fold. Inhale, lift up, and then exhale. Last time, make it count. Hands by your hips, right leg up. Or did we already do the right leg? Left leg, lift above their head. I can't remember. Open your legs, flex your feet, unroll your spine, bone by bone. Lower all the way down. Now this time, hover over the mat. Stay right there. Hover, hover, hover. And then lift them straight back up. Draw that belly in. If you want to, put your hands under your hips. And lower, 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 lower. Hover, 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 hover. And lift them back up. You have to really draw that belly in. Focus, concentrate, breathe, right there. And now bend your knees. Bring your feet to the mat. Peel your spine up. Bridge pose. Interlace your fingers on top of your pubic bone and push your hips up. As we lower the hips bone by bone, the arms come over the head. Reach long, open the rib cage. And then as we exhale, tuck the tailbone, peel the spine all the way up, lower those interlaced hands back to your pubic bone. The neck is long, we're pressing in the back of the shoulders, the back of the head. Unroll the spine again, bone by bone, all the way down. As we exhale, peel it back up, do that again. Lift, lift, lift. Pushing the hips up, and then unroll the spine, bone by bone, all the way back down. And we're gonna tuck those knees back into the chest. You guys are just awesome today. Take those arms out, T-shape to the body, bring the knees 90 degrees to the body. We're gonna drop them over to one side, hovering. Now that your oblique are nice and warm. And then back to the center and hover to the other side. You're pressing your whole arm into the mat, your shoulder blades, and rocking side to side. So take your knees over and hover, keeping the shoulder blades in the mat, and then take them over to the other side and hover. Again, you should feel this right around your waist. And again, side to side. We're still breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Last time, pick a side. Drop the knees all the way over and stay right here. If you'd like, you can extend that top leg. We're reaching toward that big toe, stretching that IT band. If you want, you can even extend both legs. So you're stretching to the side, but keep those shoulder blades in the floor. Keep your arms out like you're a T-shaped. Take another couple breaths. And then bend both knees. Top leg lifts first, then the bottom leg. Rock side to side again. Or else go right on over to the other side. Keep those shoulder blades in the floor. Again, you can extend the top leg. Go ahead, reach for that big toe. Or extend both legs. Take another breath. We're going to bend the knee. Bring the top leg up first, then the bottom leg. Hold on to the knees. Cross the right leg over the left as if you were sitting in a chair. Slide your hands down to your ankles. Pull those ankles in close to your hips. Ooh, stretching the hip just a little bit. And switch sides. Bring the left leg on top. And slide the hands down to the ankles and pull them in. It's almost like doing a little pigeon on your back. And come all the way back to knees. Hold onto your shins. Let's roll it all the way back up to seated. Turn back to the front and center. And sit and relax. How are we doing? Inhaling through the nose. Exhale. Nice and tall. I don't like this slumping stuff here. Push those hip bones forward. If we have difficulty with that, it's okay to sit on a blanket or an extra mat, wherever we are. Bring the right hand behind you, extend the left arm up. We're just gonna do another little twist right here. Your spine is really warm. So we wanna keep lengthening, stretching, looking over the back shoulder. Crown of the head reaches up, put some space in that vertebrae. And bring the gaze back to the front. Take an inhale. We're increasing that flexibility. When you're nice and warm, you can go a little bit deeper into your twists and your holds. And your muscles have memory. So the next time you go there, it won't be so difficult. And bring the gaze back to the front center. Rest your hands on your knees. Roll the shoulders back a couple times. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder. And then let your head roll down so the chin is on the chest. And then head to the other side. One more time, the chin is on the chest. Lift the shoulders way up high as you bring your face back to the front. Push your shoulders back and down into your back pockets right there. Take one more nice deep breath. Exhale. You guys are awesome.